Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
All right, to you.
Good, thank you.
Good. So in this podcast, I'd like to just basically go over, our history, how we started this BBHC program, what BBHC stands for, and a little bit about ourselves and so on, so that people have a reality on, our program and how it started and its roots and why it's so successful and all that.
Yeah, I'm excited for our very first episode of our podcast.
Yeah, me too. So what does BBHC stand for?
So it's Best Body Health Coach.
Okay.
And we called it that because we help people get their best body back.
Yeah, get your best body back. That's our slogan.
Exactly.
Yeah, get your best body back. And, it's like kind of like you had a good body at one point. And then slowly but surely it slipped away from you. You were grabbing on your fingernail and whoop, there it went. And it was like, wow, I'll exercise. But this program gets it back to that. Like it's definitely been successful in that way, based on what the slogan says.
Yeah.
So you're the co-founder with me of the program. And what do you... so tell me a bit about yourself, your history and so on.
Okay. So I'm 52, going on 53.
You're 22. You lied.
Yes, and I have 2 children and I have 2 grandchildren.
You don't look like a grandma.
Thank goodness. A Gigi. Gigi. So, yes, I've always been a very sporty person. I used to play provincial hockey.
I remember.
In school, I used to do anything sport. Tennis, soccer, cricket, hockey, netball. If there was some sport to do, I was ready. I'd rather do that than school.
Yeah.
But I also had 3 older brothers. And so if we wanted to play a game, then I had to be part of the team because otherwise it would be an odd number.
Yeah.
So with that, I had to play rugby, I had to play cricket, I had to run hurdles or...
Anything that was on TV.
Yes, like Wimbledon,
the Olympics
tennis.
Or that's what you play in the garden.
Exactly, yeah.
That was our TV games.
Yes. So I've always been sporty, always been, active.
Yeah.
In my home, we used to eat home food, whole food, made by my mom.
Yeah. Your mom's a good cook as well.
Yes. And I always tried to be healthy. I wasn't medicine or, I used to take Bob Martin for vitamins. That's why I have so much hair and,
So you got hair, it's like a poodle.
Yeah. Yes. So, and when we got married and we had children, I always tried to keep them healthy as well and not... Yeah. We used to have the rule of no sugar during the week and only on the weekends. And
we were very good at that.
Yeah.
So and the kids were okay with it as well. It was always nicely done with the kids.
Yeah.
Controlled it.
Yeah. So that's pretty much me. I always try to stay healthy so that I can do sport and so that I look good and feel good.
Yeah. Okay. And
tell me a bit about you.
About me. Well, I was born a poor little child. No, I was also always a sportsman. I excelled, when I was from literally even before school. Then in primary school, I was a good runner. I was the captain of the soccer team, captain of the cricket team, I was captain of all the teams. And then I went to high school, and then I flourished as a runner. And I got international colours. Had in South Africa, we couldn't call it world records because we were
sanctions.
Yeah, we had sanctions and we were separated from the rest of the world and all that kind of thing. But I did have the world fastest time for a 16-year-old boy in the 800 meters and also in the 600 meters. And I ran a lot of very good times and I won national championships and everything like that. And then when I left school, I carried on with my sport, and sport's always been a part of my life. And, sport should And those days didn't, but it should have, gone hand in hand with good diet.
Yeah.
And I remember like sometimes running races feeling completely flat and wondering why. And other races I feel like, man, I don't know why. Diet. I look back and I go, if I'd only known how to eat right, I would have probably, I mean, I still have records at my school. I mean, how long have I been out of school now? Over 30 years, 35 years.
Yeah.
I've been out of school and some of my records still stand.
I know.
Yeah, so that's kind of my history of the sport, or as my history of how I was always interested in the body and how the body works and how you can perform better and that kind of a thing. And I've come to realize the program that you research quite extensively that it is almost all to do with diet. You can train as hard as you want to and be as skillful as you want to, but if you're not eating right, you're ready to
Exactly.
So then, what about diets? Have you always been like a fad diet type of girly? Or?
No, not really. I mean, because I was 40 and, when you're young, your metabolism is fast.
Yeah.
I never really had to. But when I got older and, after we had 2 kids, then we looked at Patrick Holford's diet, and that was quite nice, and I liked his vitamins, and we did well, but it never made me feel the way I feel now.
No.
And we used to do the Patrick Holford liver detox every year from the 1st of January after Christmas. And we could never
in 9 days.
9 days, and we could never last the whole 9 days before we had
7 days when we were eating burgers and milkshakes.
But I mean, all of those had some part to it that was good. But then I found some notes and he's banting.
Yes.
And I read the book, and
What was the book called?
It's
The
Real Meal Revolution. Yes.
It really is.
And it really made sense to me, and I knew this could be sustainable.
Yeah.
And it was, it was hard to start with, and but I could immediately feel the difference because we were at the point in our life we were going diabetes or healthy.
Yeah.
So luckily we did it at that point, and once we saw that it was, working for us, we did the coaching with him. We got certified.
The coaching program.
Yes. But since then, I mean, we've obviously refined it. It's not
it's a lot more specialized than it was back then. And, I mean, as far as I go with diets, like I've basically followed what you've done because you've always presented us with good food in the house and try to keep it healthy and that kind of thing. And you came along with the banting, which is like an early form of keto. I didn't do well for the first few weeks. I felt terrible. I remember walking home from a run thinking I had some kind of weird flu.
Telling me you don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. I was all grumpy and it was like terrible. And then I remember it changing for me. Like I'd entered for that run, for the Sandy Beach run. It was a 15k run from Schlange Pier to Suncoast Casino on the beach. And I was like, oh, well, I'll do it. I've entered for it, so I'll do it. And I hadn't really run much. It changed. Everything flipped that day.
Yes.
And I ended up coming 15.
They were like 1,000.
Yeah. And I remember running, thinking like, oh, when am I going to get tired? Like eventually I realized like, this is doing exactly what it said it would.
Yeah.
It said it would do this to you. You're just got to hang in there and it happens.
Yeah.
And it did. And it I mean, that was like life changing. Like I literally ran that 15K. The next day I wasn't stiff, my legs weren't sore, and I was like, wow, so the whole like acid in the body thing has changed. The whole body has changed. So, but other than that, I was never really into fad diet. I would never go for that. I would have to see results.
Yes. Which is really why we have continued. We've been doing this for 10 years.
Yeah.
Merely because it works.
Yeah.
We wouldn't do it if it's not working.
Yeah, and we've researched it well, and there's lots of different people that we've looked into, and used some of their research, and it's been a really nice journey, and I think we've got it pretty close to, perfection, although I don't think you'll ever have it, like 100%. But you've got it pretty close. Our program works for everyone who follows it.
Yeah. And it's not keto. It's a health program.
It's a health specialized, personalized program. So
and so tell me a bit about your sporting lifestyle playing a role in wanting to keep healthy.
Well, I mean, I've always been very competitive. I think that's one of the reasons why I was a good runner. Like, I was extremely competitive. I was a very self-confident athlete. Sometimes it would be something with arrogance by others, but maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But I think to be a top sportsman, which I was heading in that direction, you've got to be, you've got to have self-confidence that you're unbeatable and invincible. And I used to feel that way.
Yeah.
And if someone ever has to say to me, think of something pleasurable in your life, I would think back to having that feeling, like I'm invincible, man. I'm just invincible. And as you get older, your body changes and your metabolism changes. And I've always done everything to extreme, especially sport-wise. And then I got into gymming, and I started gymming, and I got huge. And then I had to lose all that weight, and I started cycling and doing triathlons, and I lost a lot of it, but I didn't lose all of it. And I couldn't lose the rest of it, and it impeded me. My cycling and running, and people were running away, people who shouldn't be beating me, were running away from me. And that was like really got under my skin. So I was like, how can I get better? What else can I improve? I ride a lot, I run a lot, I swim a lot, and then this came along, and when with that Sandy Beach run, I realized this is the answer to getting back into being competitive and feeling good about the way I compete in that. And I when I say I'm very competitive, I like winning and I don't mind losing. If someone beats me and then they had a good race or a good ride or something, I'm like, hey man, that's pretty cool. But watch out next week. I'll be back. And it's fun, and it's the game. It's a game, and it's supposed to be fun. Played like that, not like doing something just for going out on your bicycle and riding around the streets. That is also nice. But I mean, riding bicycles to show each other how good you are. You can call it ego or whatever it is. It's like kind of what mankind is like. If you're not like that, there's probably something wrong with you. So that's how the diet became very important to me. And I started eating right, and I started seeing improvements in my performance. That was like the real key for me. I was eating less and I was riding more.
Because I mean, at that point we were doing triathlons. We were training 3 times a day. And we were so fit, and yet we were both about 10 k's more than what we are now.
I was 17 kilograms heavier and I was doing all of that, running and cycling. I mean, I remember I used to run, sometimes I'd run 21 k's twice a week, and then 10 k's and 10 k's, and then ride 350 k's during the week, and I would swim like 5 days a week. And, and like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That I would still be 17 kilograms heavier than I am now, and I'm not even doing that.
Exactly.
So it's an interesting thing. All right, and now the one I wanted to ask you was, you deal mainly with our female clients. I mean, why? Can you just tell us a little bit about why we decided that that's probably the better way forward?
Well, because I'm a woman. But also, so I feel that I have a lot of reality, or I understand exactly where the females are at, where they come from, what's happening to them, what's going to happen to them, because I've been through all those stages. I mean, I've recently coached a young 16-year-old girl, who's
a pro surfer.
16, yes, and everything that goes along with that. And I've been a sportswoman, and I've been a mom, I've been pregnant, I've been breastfeeding, I've been trying to lose the weight after having children, and perimenopause and menopause. So I understand all those areas of life, and I understand how this program can help you through it, and help you get your best body.
Yeah.
You know,
And
so
you've always been very
why.
empathetic as well. You know, you're sort of very much of a nurses type of personality. You like helping people.
Yeah.
I know, like when I get man flu, you know, then you know you're always looking after me. You're always looking after the kids. Like if anybody's ever got some kind of medical condition, you're always the one who steps up and really takes care of that person and doesn't get all like mushy about it. You know, just like do what's practical and gets the person through it. And, you know, whatever it is, and that's how you coach females as well. You know, because I mean, I've coached some females, and I know that they hold back sometimes. You know, like they don't want to tell me that they're constipated or because they think they're embarrassed about it. Or they don't want to tell me about their menstrual cycle. No, quite frankly, I couldn't care less. And I'm a 55-year-old man.
So they have the choice. They can go with you, or they can go with me. But that's kind of why we took on those roles.
Yeah.
Because it's I've got experience and
yeah, so definitely you can get for a female to talk to a female. It's like, I suppose it's a little bit like going to see a male gynecologist.
Yeah.
I suppose it's got a similar thing connected to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
is there anything you miss about your life before this lifestyle? Yeah.
I don't miss the way I felt. I don't miss being overweight. I don't miss having a fat body. I don't miss, you know, like if I'd eaten lots of refined sugar, not even refined sugar, and you know, carbs, like high carbs, that kind of feel a bit hungover. I used to think that was a normal feeling because that's how people feel all the time when they're eating that kind of diet. They don't realize that it can be so much better. And so I don't miss that, but you know, I used to like burgers and chips and that kind of thing, you know, and I do miss that a little bit. But I mean, I've filled that hole with the way you cook for us, you know. I mean, we have great burgers. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I married you. You always make great burgers. I remember that first burger you made for me, and that was it, man. I'm marrying this girl. It's like I'm not letting anybody else get these burgers. And that's not like some kind of connotation of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I don't really miss a lot of, you know, like in the beginning I used to miss like warm bread and I used to miss little bits and pieces, but I'm totally not a sweet tooth anymore where I was like terrible sweet tooth. But I mean that was just an endocrine thing. And I used to miss a lot of things in the beginning, and it through time it wore off. I mean, I even got to a point where, you know, I used to eat a lot of cheese because cheese was very fatty and, you know, eat a lot of that stuff. But I didn't realize that there was a little bit of extra weight I was carrying because of cheese. And also I just felt like it's not good for me. And it's not actually good for anybody unless you're getting like top of the line, organic, GMO free, you know, grass fed, you know, farmer with 3 cows type of cheese, or 3 goats even better. And you know, so I stopped eating cheese, and that was my go-to. You know, so that was what I was addicted to. I was craved, which was another thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I stopped eating cheese, and I lost 3 kilograms immediately. And I was already eating rice apparently. So I lost the 3 kilograms, and I feel a lot better. I feel like a lot healthier since I gave up the cheese. You know, so my taste has changed. Everything's changed. You know, I don't crave things anymore. Like I can just eat anything that I was given to me. I consider it a fuel now. You know? I like it. I like a nice meal. You know? But I do really consider it.
Right.
And you? Do you miss anything?
When I started, I missed sweet stuff. You know.
Right.
Pasta and fruit, you know, but
I was also missing fruit. You remember we used to make those big fruit salads?
Yes, when we used to go surfing and
come hot all day.
I still fruit salad. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love berries, which is what we have, you know. So, and as you say, your taste buds change, and I don't like. Tomatoes are sweet for me now, you know, and
they're like cherries. Almost.
Yes, and so that goes away. I miss pasta. I love pasta, but I mean now I have a recipe for pasta, so I can even do that if I want to.
Yeah.
You know. So, like you say, I really don't miss feeling, that I used to get, like a, mucus
Yes.
from the grain. I used to get headaches from sugar, and
Yeah.
my
Can't sleep.
gums
sleep
used to
happening.
bleed.
I remember your gums would bleed a lot
it's
because
like
of from
too
sugar,
much
right?
sugar. Yeah. So technically, I don't miss anything.
Oh, good. Yeah, I like feeling this way.
Me too. Yeah.
And I suppose that also, like if you are not going to miss anything, you've got to learn how to cook things, that are going to be similar and fill that hole kind of thing, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you managed to do that. Like the stuff that you make is absolutely scrumptious, and you really like cooking. You've always liked cooking, but this is like now we've been married 35 years soon. And I feel that, in the last 10 years since we started this program, where you had to be very creative, and you've worked out all these recipes, and you've got this recipe book coming out, and you've got you've got the Facebook page, Keto Clever, where you do all those recipes on, like awesome recipes. That you really flourished in that area. I mean, I look at it, you cooked well before, but now, I think it will make a cook out of anybody. It's like,
yeah. I mean, I've always loved cooking. I mean, I was, my youngest brother is 4 years older than me, so there was a long period of time I was alone in the house, and my mom had this thick recipe book, and I started from the beginning.
Your mom was a good cook.
My mom is a great. Yes, I went through the whole recipe book. And I would every day make a different meal, and then my mom and dad would come home and they'd be my guinea pigs, and they would have to eat it. And I would make marshmallows and cake.
Marshmallows?
Tarts.
Why didn't I know you then?
So yes, I've always loved it. But when we started, early days, there weren't so many products out there that you can use.
Nothing.
There weren't so many recipes that you can use. So I had to use my experience and be able to change a recipe around and use different ingredients to make it taste the same.
Same texture and all that.
Yes. So I did all the hard work. That's why I like having the Facebook page, So Clever, so that I can share all those recipes and you don't have to look around and make mistakes or, think, it's never going to be the same. And that's why I'm writing the recipe book. And I really like it. I like being able to not want for anything. If I feel like cheesecake, I will make cheesecake and it will be better than the one I used to have.
And that's also why it's easy to get guys through our program because, we don't let them eat all of that kind of stuff on the program because it's really like a boot camp, like a reset kind of thing for the body.
Yeah.
But, after the program, we give them all of these recipes that they can live on, and they look forward to that because they work so hard through this program, and they set their goals and they play the game, and so I think that it's a nice thing to look forward to for them, because we do promise them that we're going to give them something nice at the end of this.
And it's a way to maintain all this weight that you've just lost.
Yes.
And a way to maintain this lifestyle.
Yes.
So it's not like, you're going through the 2 months and you lose all the weight and then you're just going to put them back on again.
Yeah, that's the thing as well with the program. You like to educate them.
Yeah.
They understand how it all works and how the body works and how the cells work.
Yeah. But we're going to go more into that in our next episode. That's going to be all about the program and how it works. And how much research we put into it and how much hard work we put into it. And, and it's like also one of the reasons why I like being a health coach. Is like I've had so many ones with my clients. Like guys getting off medication, like chronic medication. I've been on medication for 10, 20 years, and then the guy's not within 3 weeks. The guy's not on the medication. I know.
I mean, I don't tell him not to take it, but he just goes to his doctor and his doctor sees his numbers and he's like, this is great,
Yeah.
There's all sorts of things that get handled, and I mean, I'm an emotional kind of guy, and I wear my heart on my sleeve, and what you see is what you get, and I I sometimes sit there with tears in my eyes listening to my clients telling me about their wins, and I think and seeing how their lives have changed. I love helping people, and this is the best feeling in the world. And I mean, we've been doing it for so long, like helping people, and now it's just like exploded because obviously the reputation has got out there as well. And we've also put the word out. That we can help people. So it's really cool. I'm loving doing it.
Yeah, me too. And we've just recently had two people who wants to go second round.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one guy messaged me yesterday saying, so I can't live without you. I need you in my life. So I'm gonna chat to him tomorrow again, and then we're gonna get him going for his second round. We've got another guy starting tomorrow, going on his second round. I've got another lady starting tomorrow on the second round.
And also different aspects of their life that change.
Yeah.
And we're going to be on some of our other episodes are going to be talking to some of these clients and how they experienced it and what happened.
That's true. We've got so many exciting ones coming up with our clients. And I mean the one guy who's one guy's doing his second round tomorrow, starting tomorrow in second round. I did another assessment on him to see what had changed since our first assessment 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And it was like so much has changed. So much has changed with this guy. It was like amazing, and he was like over the moon with what had happened. He was quite overweight, and we got him down to it wouldn't be called an acceptable weight yet, but on this round he's going to be down to like probably what he was in his early 20s.
Yeah.
And he was that would be in all we're expecting like in the 4 months of the student program probably about 37 kilograms.
Wow.
In 4 months, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And he's talking about all sorts of things in his life. It's like really great. It's like I love it. And I know you've had the same thing with your clients. People who are just like and some people it's not even about the weight loss.
No, it's about getting healthy. And different aspects of their life, like being able to do their work again, and not slogging through a work day or not being able to concentrate.
Paint a wall at home or something,
Yeah.
It's like it's a big win for some people.
Yeah.
You're feeling like doing it, So they get up and go for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that comes back and all of that. So it is. It's
but
very exciting in the future.
Before we end off, tell us more about what's in store for the future for BBHC.
Okay. So BBHC, we have an app that's about to be released. It's like the programmers have been working hard on this, and it's quite an intricate app, but it's very easy, very user-friendly. So you'll be able to do an assessment on it free. You can download it for free, and you can view the health assessment on it free. You can upload your photographs. You can, and if you want to, then, and it'll tell you at that point what seems to be the issue with your endocrine system, why you're not losing weight.
Yeah.
And then, if you want to see a health coach, if you want to actually speak to a health coach, then you have to subscribe to that payment that you do. And
small payment.
Hey?
Small payment.
It's a small once-off payment. And then you do that, and then you'll get called. Actual, a human being who will talk to you, not some automated voice. So there'll be a human that phones you, and set up an appointment and phone you, and then you'll be able to do a proper health assessment from that, and then also find out more about the program, and then you can sign up. You can also just sign up for the program straight away. You don't even have to talk to a health coach. You can just sign up for the program. So then after you've spoken to the health coach, if you want to sign up for the program, what you paid for the consultation with the health coach is offset against the actual cost of the program.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And then we get you cracking, and you can track everything on this app. So you can download all your meal photographs. You can download how you're feeling, how your day went, what your weight is, pictures of your food.
Really?
So you will know exactly your whole track, and you may go along and it's like, I didn't lose as much weight this week as I did last week, and then you can have a look back and you go, last week I ate this week, I remember now, okay, that's the thing, I thought I'd eaten like that, but I didn't, and you'll be able to work out, and obviously the health coach will help you with that, so
nice.
yeah, so that's it, and then there's also a supplement range.
But just before you talk about the supplements, someone can actually make some money off this
Yes.
app.
So then if you take that app and you forward the link to someone who you think should be doing the health program,
Yeah.
and they register for the program and pay for the program, you'll get commission for that. It'll pick up that you sent the link to them,
Nice.
from your phone.
Yeah.
So
who doesn't know someone who needs to get help?
absolutely. I mean, everybody does. I mean, it's literally a crisis out there at the moment. It's actually a ticking time bomb. You know, I saw a movie once, a animated movie where everybody was big and fat and they went around these floating chairs and all that TVs in front of them, and they were eating, this fast food all the time with like big drinks and and that's kind of what the world's coming to. It's like a scary thing, this big food thing. So there's so you can get commission off it, and you can actually make a nice sideline with it. So there's that, and then there's the supplements. So we went into doing supplements because we have a whole brand of BBHC supplements, a whole range of them under that brand, and it's about to go into all the health shops worldwide, not all health shops, countrywide. And the reason why we started it is because we were sending people to health shops to buy the supplements, and we found that the health shop owners wanted to sound like they knew more, and then would sell the person something that we didn't want them to.
Yeah.
We wanted them to take this, and then they got sold that, and now they spent 500 rand on that, and now they can't get their money back, and now they've got to buy another supplement that's the right one.
So some of them would have
sugar in them,
maltodextrin, soybean oil, and
aspartame, and all these types of things in them. So ours are just like organic, like straight up. That's what it is,
Yeah, and how much you need.
Yeah, and how much you need for the program. So we set up a starter kit, send it to them, and most people take that starter kit, and then the once it's in the health shops, we've also got a electrolyte.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, the electrolyte drink's going to change a lot for a lot of people. Sugar-free, tastes great. It's got all your trace minerals in it, all your major minerals in it, your potassium and your sodium and all of that, and it tastes good. And it's just going to be like a game changer for a lot of people with electrolyte. I don't think there's anything in South Africa that actually like it.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a proper healthy electrolyte drink, which is pretty much needed in South Africa. It's a hot climate, people sweat more than they should be. They don't realize how many minerals it's got to take. So that's exciting.
Very.
Yeah, and then we also have what else is new? Oh yeah, coaches. We've got coaches. We've just finished training a Spanish coach, so she can speak Spanish and she can handle all of our Spanish speaking time, which is a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we're busy with a Chinese coach, and we're setting that up, and a Japanese coach, a German coach, and we may have someone in the UK who wants to handle our UK time. We're still going to do that.
Yeah.
But it's expanding,
Yeah, I can do Afrikaans.
Yeah, you do Afrikaans. Yeah. And it's worldwide. We can handle anybody anywhere in the world. And so we can literally change the world person by person.
Exactly.
That's exciting. The future looks bright, and it's not only like business-wise bright. It's not the main. I know time for us. It's important.
Yeah.
But more important is the purpose of it. Like what are we doing here? We're trying to make people healthy and change lives.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing. The more people that are healthy, the things that will change when people get healthy. People do weird things and they're not eating right. It's like you look out there and a lot of it's just because of bad diet.
They're grumpy and they treat each other badly and they
road rage. Yeah, and like shouting, screaming little kids, and now they're getting high beams and like destroying the kid's future. And it's like because you just fed him an ice cream and now it's his fault that he's going again.
Exactly.
And there's all this kind of thing going on out there, and when people start getting educated, and they go, oh wow, okay, cool, I can fix that. And you can fix it. This is the thing; it can be fixed.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like this all the time.
Exactly.
So that's what the future holds.
So that's exciting. Please subscribe to our podcast channel.
subscribe, and we'll be bringing out some more exciting podcasts. And we hope to see you watching us again.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Bye.
Hi. Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!